Hey, Ali Lozzi here with Metamorphosy.com. Thanks so much for watching this video. This video is on a subject that I love and I get asked about a lot. So let's dive in. The subject of today is self-love. Specifically, what is self-love and what can you do to cultivate self-love in your own life? Self-love seems pretty self-explanatory. It is the love of self. And for so many of us, that is a lot harder to do than what you'd expect. And I think there are a few reasons for that. The first reason being that we are often raised in environments where we seek love and approval outside of us and are denied it for whatever reason. You know, maybe we don't feel like we're getting the love that we didn't get the love that we needed, or the approval that we needed, or the approval that we wanted. And so we decide that it's because we're not lovable, or we decide that it's because we're faulty, when in actuality it has a lot more to do with those around us not being joyful themselves, loving themselves, being connected to themselves. And so they're giving you what they have. And another reason is that we're taught growing up to dim our light. We're told that to be proud of yourself or to beam about our accomplishments and about the things that we can do is often seen as having a big head or being full of yourself, and these qualities are seen as not good ones, and that we should be humble and make ourselves small so we don't put anyone else out or for whatever other reason. And the third thing is that we often have an internal dialogue going that we're not aware of, that is continually repeating things like, you're not enough, you're ugly, you are damaged, no one's ever going to love you, you're never going to be what you want, you can never have what you want, life is hard for you, etc., etc., etc. And these happen in the background, and we're so disconnected from our own conscious thought that these passive thoughts, this reel that continually plays in the background, then begins to affect our life. So we end up manifesting physical ailments that are matched to feeling bad for ourselves. We attract partners who don't love us, who mistreat us, bosses who mistreat us. We struggle financially, which proves that the story that we tell ourselves that we're not enough and we'll always struggle is true. So then we start to have this physical proof of all the things that we believe about ourselves being not enough. And that reinforces it further and encourages this sort of repeat pattern within ourselves and then outside and inside and outside. So changing this pattern and beginning to love yourself has a massive effect on your entire life. Not only your emotional and mental, spiritual and physical well-being, but also in terms of your relationships, and also in terms of all the things that you end up experiencing in our physical reality. Because as you've heard, I'm sure you've heard this before, as within, so without. So I just want to give 3 little tips, 3 things that I've done, 3 things that I encourage my clients to do, 3 things that I encourage my friends to do that have helped to cultivate self-love and to close the gap between ourselves, who we are and who we think we are right now in this life, the ego self as some often call it, and who we really are, which is life itself, which is love itself, which is all that is, which is consciousness, whatever you want to call it. When you merge the two, there's nothing more exhilarating and there's nothing more powerful that you can do to create the life that you want. So the first thing is mirror work. Mirror work is powerful because you're making the connection between you and you. All of our senses are projected outward. And so we often are looking outside of us to get our needs met, to look for food, to look for love, to look for satisfaction, whatever. And this gets us into trouble a lot of times because sometimes we look for love from other people and they don't give us love the way that we need it or want it. Looking for love in all the wrong places when we have that inside of ourselves. Or we're looking for satisfaction or we're looking for comfort, etc. outside of us when those emotions can be cultivated within us. And that's actually what we're wanting to do all along. So when you do mirror work, you're actually closing that gap. So you're using your externalized senses projected at yourself in the mirror, and you are saying to yourself what you want others to say to you or what you most need to hear right now. So let's say you are feeling really badly about yourself in general. Looking in the mirror and looking at yourself in the eyes for a minute will probably make you cry, because it'll be like meeting yourself for the first time and staying in that really intimate place, and then either repeating affirmations or doing something different. In my case, I like to list 7 things that I forgive myself for. So I might say something like, Allie, I forgive you for not thinking you're enough sometimes. I forgive you for not trusting in life's plan, or not trusting in your own abilities, etc. Excuse me. And then I'll go into 7 things that I love about myself. So, Allie, I love that you are so generous. I love that you are, etc., etc. And then I'll finish it with I commit to you. So I'll say, Allie, I commit to you to care for you. I commit to love you. I commit to put you first, etc. And when I'm done this practice in the mirror, I feel a huge difference in my energy, in the way that I feel about myself, in the way that I approach others, in everything. So I'd highly recommend mirror work as part of your daily practice. Even if you want to just try it out once and see what happens, it can be very powerful. The next thing I'd love to offer is inner child dialogue. So many of us are repeating things that we heard in our childhood, like you're bad, or are you stupid, or you'll never get to do that, or that's impossible, or whatever. We start telling ourselves these things. And so as we're telling ourselves these things, one thing I like to do, especially in the beginning, is to be mindful of my thoughts, and then ask myself, would I say this to a child? So a thought might come up in my head, especially in the beginning, like, that was so stupid. You're so stupid for doing that. And then I would stop and I would think, I would imagine myself saying it to myself as a child, or to another child that I love, and it would break my heart. So I would honor myself by reframing it and saying, whoa, I'm sorry, self. Often I'd hug myself and say, I'm sorry. That was not kind. You're not stupid, and I love you. And over time, catching myself in these negative thought patterns about myself and reframing them in loving ways, I started to notice massive changes in my life around me and in my own emotional well-being. The third thing I want to offer is going to the source for all of your needs. Make a list of what you need. Are you feeling like you're not feeling loved enough? Are you feeling like you are not getting enough attention from people? Are you feeling like you're not being appreciated enough at work? Are you feeling like a failure? Are you feeling like you want to be celebrated more? Whatever it is that you're feeling you need, that you tend to look outside of you for, make a list of these things and start learning how to give them to yourself. This is one of the most powerful tools that I continue to apply in the cultivation of self-love in my own life, because then my relations with other people are not me trying to take what I need from them, but instead it's me giving love. It's me coming from a place of overflowing instead of trying to take. So let's say Valentine's Day is coming and I really want chocolates and I really want flowers. Many of us will wait around and hope that our partner or someone special will come into our lives and buy the very thing that we want, when we can just go and buy that thing. Sometimes I'll even make a big deal about it. I'll buy myself the nice thing that I want. I'll write a nice card. I'll leave beside my bed for when I get home from work. Or sometimes I feel like I'm craving a date night and I'm single. So I'll decide to go out and buy flowers and a bottle of wine and some new bath salts. And I'll have a nice bath and I'll listen to my favorite MP3s or listen to YouTube clips or whatever, and light candles and consciously tell myself, this is a beautiful date night. I wouldn't want to be on a date with anybody else. Or if what you're wanting is for more love, someone to love you and see you the way that you really are, hug yourself. Be kind to yourself. Buy yourselves the things that you want. Treat yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and acknowledge how beautiful you are. Finding ways to meet those needs inside of yourself is more than possible. It's enjoyable and it's exhilarating, and it'll free you up in so many ways to have real connections with other people that aren't dependent upon their good behavior or their meeting your needs. So I could talk about self-love forever, and I hope to one day write a book on the subject. In the meantime, I hope this helped you, and I hope that while applying these 3 tools that I use, mirror work, inner child dialogue and meeting your own needs internally. I hope by applying these that you feel some massive shifts take place not only inside of yourself but also outside of yourself. If you found this video helpful, if you've applied these tools in your own life already and have some info to share or some feedback, or want to tell anybody else who's watching the videos what it's like for you cultivating self-love, or if you have any questions or if you have any video requests, please post in the comments below, and don't forget to like and share for more videos. And I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.